Welcome to EnTrance. Do not use this session whilst operating machinery or driving. Please adjust your position and make yourself feel comfortable now. And remember, all hypnosis is self-hypnosis. Now, I just want you to think about an idea. Just think about a concept that I am going to relate to you and see what you think about it. I wonder what your thoughts will be about this idea. As it unfolds, now you exist. And the world as we know it exists. And now, I wonder if you're able to go with this idea, this concept. I know you have used many forms of transport before. Everyone, sooner or later, has ridden on a train, has travelled in a motor car, or on a bus, or coach. Many people have flown on airplanes too. Some have had the sense of freedom of a hot air balloon ride. Most people from an early age have ridden a bike or even a horse. I wonder what you might remember about that now. As you know, these are all forms of transport. They transport us, our bodies, physically, from one place to another. They are just a means of movement, a means of travelling from one space to another. Now, I wonder if you can add the idea of another form of transport, one that I have yet to mention, into all of those that you have thought about so far. Now, apart from a spaceship or a boat of some kind, apart from a specific animal or new mode of transport that I haven't mentioned, there is maybe one form of transport that I have not touched on yet. Can you guess what that is? It's the one form of transport we use the most, but probably rarely think about. You may know what I mean already. It's simply your body. That's right. It is your body. The physical frame and being that you occupy. The bones, the muscles, tendons, ligaments, organs, blood, arteries, and all the other bits of your physical self. You see, if you separate for a moment the essence of you from your physical body, then you could view your body as just being another means of transport. And no different from a car, a boat, or a plane. Your body could be viewed as just another means of transport for carrying around the essence of you. you know who you really are. I wonder what it'd be like to think of the essence of you without having to think about a physical body. So in viewing your physical body as just a means of transport, I wonder what it will be like for you, what it will feel like, what it will seem like, if just for a short while you just floated, just your essence, just detach, leaving behind for a short while the physical body, leaving behind any aches, pains, itches and irritations, and just enjoy a few moments, maybe slightly detached, and you may find yourself as an observer of your physical body, maybe curious of how your body looks from here. I wonder what you notice. Of course, you can always maintain a small but strong thread that keeps you attached to your body if you choose to do so. It's up to you. Another time, you may want to do some exploring further afield. For the moment though, stay close by, stay in proximity, and just be aware of the experience of just being. Your essence being free of physical attachment, free of a physical casing, just being curious, almost like a spectator noticing, observing. It can be interesting too. Notice new ways of being, and maybe notice a new way to experience, maybe a new way of feeling and perceiving. Now, in a moment, I want the essence of you to float back into your physical body and go deeper down now. Just relax. And here we go. Gently and respectfully return to your physical body and go deeper into trance now. Just settle right now. Settle back fully and completely now. Take this opportunity to get comfortable. In fact, all the way through this session, as you drop into trance now, you can make yourself comfortable as you wish. And whenever you're away, your body is busy maintaining your physical existence, curing and healing. A little bit like having a team of home improvement experts that visit while you're on holiday and repair and replace many things that weren't functioning as they could do. All these odd jobs will be done for you as you drop into trance. Even the cleaning gets done. So you return to a place that is still yours. You're home now. And you can enjoy now a sense of renewal. Feeling refreshed as you go deeper. Feeling re-energized as you go deeper. Feeling recharged as you go deeper. You may just notice one thing that you want to adjust, or scratch, or take a nice deep breath in, just to stamp your personality, your essence, on your body. Take a few seconds now to further relax. Imagine any sensations of warmth leave your feet, bubbling away and your surface. Let the stream go deeper now through your arms. The leaf gently and safely goes under, moving closer towards the center of your body, into the flow. Be aware of these sensations. You can notice feelings developing in your body right now. Know and understand these sensations and rise, changing as you go deeper into trance now. And as you relax, imagine the future that is notice that other parts of your body become loose and relaxed in a positive way. Feel any parts you can remember that have tension or tight when you felt great, and begin to loosen throughout now. It doesn't matter when or for how long, and you can allow your mind just remember the initial second or so to accept or feel whatever it notices and observes. Now you can recall that feeling whenever become you more aware of your body functioning automatically. You have success and happiness drifting on tap, on by itself. The brain finds it easier to sample negativity as a default position. Time is yours. So some people are far more open to the idea of being rush or forcing than being blessed. Just relax. But both has exactly the same odds. And deeper now. So if you're going to take a gamble on your future, there's nothing else that needs put your chips on you winning. You don't especially now that you know that you have as much chance as anyone else to succeed. Just here. And that chance is usually linked to the amount of effort you put into something whenever you are ready now. Relax your eyelids now, further, and just notice the fact that you are breathing. Breathing is one of those things that you are so very good at, and you can do it perfectly when you are sleeping, without even having to think about it, or even being aware that this is happening, which is really rather reassuring. Breathing is one of those things that you're so used to doing, you rarely even notice that it is happening, even during your waking hours. And yet breathing is the key to so many wonderful, transformative states of mind. A key you've had in your possession all of your life, perhaps without even knowing that it was a key, and remaining unaware of all the treasures, your own personal hidden treasures, that this key is capable of unlocking. Inner treasures which you've been unaware, treasures that you've always had within you that merely need to be reached. And just simply being aware of the breath as it flows is the secret route to your other mind, your deeper mind. That state of mind in which you have the capacity to solve all of your problems subconsciously. And practice with this will produce the key and allow you to use the key to unlock all of those treasures. Breathing is the certain method, the reliable route, always to hand, always available, allowing easy entry into a much deeper state of mind. A state of mind where personal transformation is possible for everyone, because simply focus on your breath allows you to gently open that gateway to the deeper parts of your mind. We may reach your other mind, your quiet mind, a state of mind wherein all things are taken care of, when new habits take form, because in this state of mind, you feel so very differently about things. And why should this be the case? Well, you have, of course, been breathing since very shortly after you were born, and you will carry on breathing for the rest of your life. But the key to a truly relaxed state of mind, the entranced way to the place where change is possible, is the present breath. This breath. Simply being aware of the flow of your life breath. The simple act of being conscious, of being alive, by watching the breath as it flows. Following this breath, flowing in and flowing out at its own natural pace, following the natural rhythm of the universe itself. Don't try to hurry it up or try to slow it down. Just simply be aware of it happening. Now, just focusing on the breath brings around a state of calm relaxation in most turbulent of situations. And so, if you would like, please just take 3 deep breaths, one after the other, holding one for as long as it is comfortable for you to do so, letting out each breath just as soon as you would like to. And you can do that in your own time while I continue to talk. And you continue to focus on what I have to say. That's right. Good. And you can do this any time that you would like to enter a state of calm mind now. Any time that you would like to enter a deeper state of mind, a state of simple serenity, wherein the body can relax effortlessly. This is a natural state you find where you will happily notice that your stress is already beginning to dissolve away. Now, where all remaining tension melts away, we shall follow this breath. Focus on this breath. And as you do, you notice that when you simply attend the breath, not trying to influence it in any way whatsoever, simply witnessing the breath, witnessing the flow, your breathing automatically becomes slower now, becoming calmer now, deeper now, bringing with it a sense of even more profound relaxation, an all-encompassing relaxation, a wonderful feeling, a delightful feeling, where you notice now that this is a feeling of ever-deepening relaxation and has a certain colour to it and a certain scent to it. And as you see that colour now, as a small spark, a glowing, radiating, sparkling light from the very centre of your being, you notice the delicate nature of that particular aroma. Your senses themselves becoming softer, finer, your mind gladly slipping now into a receptive state, where what I ask you to imagine becomes real. You see that tiny spark of colour, the colour of comfort, glowing and radiating from the very centre of your being, to grow now and become even larger now. That wonderful colour is beginning to fill up the whole of your being. The colour is expanding so much now that it passes beyond the bounds of your skin, and you find yourself surrounded by it, almost as if you are inside a huge bubble of that colour. And the bigger the bubble becomes, the better it feels. And the better it feels, the deeper you can go now. Deeper, quieter, softer. So good. Yes, that's right. A wonderful feeling. Allowing you to focus intently on what I have to say, without needing to be aware of the outside world at all. And in this delicious state, it's so easy to drift off into a world of imagination, wherein what you hear becomes your reality. And so I'd like you to get ready to follow my voice, a voice you trust to tell you the truth and give beneficial information and seeds of wisdom to help you grow into the human being you want and need to be. would like for you to use your imagination. I would like for you to imagine yourself standing in front of a door. This may be a door that you have seen in the past, or a door you see in your imagination. You try to open the door and discover it is locked. There is a table standing next to the door with the key on it. You pick up the key, insert it into the lock. The door unlocks easily and effortlessly as you walk into a library. You take notice of the books lining the walls of the library. This is a special library because all of the books in this library are about you. The books on the left side of the library are all the good things that have ever happened to you. And the books on the right are all of the not so good things. The books closest to you are embossed with the date. And as you move further back into the room, the books go back in chronological order, all the way back to the beginning of your life. I would like you to find a book for me. This book will try to hide. It will think it can outsmart you, but you know that you can outsmart it. The title of this book is called My Deepest, Darkest Secrets and Life Failures. When you find this book, imagine taking it off the shelf. Take your time whilst you look. If you found it, find the trash can in the library and toss this book into the trash. Pick up the trash can and find a door in the library which leads into a basement. If you haven't found a book yet, do not worry. Continue with the session and we can return to this later. There are 10 steps which go down to the basement. And as I count from 10 to 1, I would like for you to allow yourself to become twice as relaxed as you were on the count before. Or if you prefer, you can allow yourself to become 10 times as relaxed. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. On the next count, you will be at the bottom of the staircase. And once again, I will ask you to use your imagination. 1. Good. I would like for you to find yourself walking over to a furnace. There is a fire blazing inside the furnace. The intensity of the heat is such that the black of the furnace is turning red. You pick up a poker not far from where you are standing Open the door of the furnace and you toss the book inside. Watch as the binding begins to blacken and char, and the pages begin to burn and curl. But just before the book is about to go up in smoke, using the poker, you remove the book from the furnace and let it fall to the floor. This book is trying to keep you down. It is trying to control your life. You open the book to find an entry of each and every time you failed in something. You read about the very things that shame you to your core. In anger, you pick up the book and rip it in two and throw it back into the fire. You watch as it finishes burning. When you're convinced that the only thing that's left is a pile of blackened ash, you come back up the steps into the library. There is a chair in the library next to a throne, which sits in the middle of a room. There is a box of unwrapped books lying at your feet. You lift up the first book and unwrap it. The title of the book is My Health and Happiness. You replace this book on the shelf where the book you burned once was. You can return to this library whenever you feel, and you can go through the library as silent as you can and remove any of the books you wish to destroy once and for all. This story is your story. And whenever you come back from the basement, you allow yourself to feel a great sense of relief, remembering to lock the door behind you and walking out into the sunshine, taking great breaths of air. This mindful practice is your breathing anchor practice, where you root your awareness into the present moment, like an anchor that roots a ship to one place. This will help you to dissolve anxiety, decrease stress, and allow the body to heal in a relaxed, peaceful state. So to begin, adopt a comfortable position, either sitting or lying, and my guidance will assume that you're sitting, but adapt the instructions to whatever posture you've chosen. Make yourself comfortable now, or at any time throughout this session, adjust your comfortability. Sitting with your back straight. Relax with your spine following its curved, natural state. Relax more now. See if you can establish a position that feels dignified, alert, and yet relaxed. Allow your body to settle, to rest down into gravity. Letting it be supported by the floor, the chair, or the bed behind you. And gently close your eyes further and relax now deeper down. This will help your awarenesses settle by lessening external distractions as you gradually allow your awareness to gather around the sensations of the breath in your body. As you breathe in, follow the air and discover where you feel your breath most strongly. Is it in your mouth? Is it your throat? Is it in your windpipe? Is it at the top of your lungs? Or is it deeper down now into the bottom of your lungs? Be curious about this actual experience, letting go of what you think should be happening. An experience without judgment. Now very gently, rest your awareness within your whole torso. You can feel your belly swelling on the in-breath and subsiding on the out-breath. Can you feel any movements and sensations with the breath in the sides and the back of the body? Gradually inhabit your body a little more deeply with a sense of kindly curiosity towards whatever you're experiencing as you breathe. Remember now to be accepting of whatever is happening and see if you can cultivate a precise awareness of the sensations and movement of the breath in the body as they happen moment by moment, being careful not to strain. Allow your awareness to be utterly receptive as it rests upon the natural movement of the breath in your body. Allow the breath to be saturated with kindness as it rocks and cradles the body, soothing any stress, pain, or discomfort that you may feel. Now become aware of any thoughts and emotions, remembering that mindfulness isn't about having a blank mind. Thoughts will come and thoughts will go. Watch them pass you by without reacting. Mindfulness is the training whereby you cultivate your awareness of what is actually happening physically, mentally, and emotionally, so that you can gradually change your perspective and feel that you have more choice in how you relate to your life. Can you look at your thoughts and emotions rather than from them? Can you be aware of what you're thinking and feeling without either blocking experience or getting overwhelmed by it? And remember, thoughts are not facts, even though we often think they are. As you develop perspective on your thoughts and emotions, including undermining ones, can you let go of being so caught up in them? Notice how they're continually changing, one moment to the next, exactly the way your breath is always changing. Your thoughts and emotions are not as fixed and solid as you perhaps thought. Using awareness of the movement and sensations of the breath in your body as an anchor for the mind, over and over again. Follow the breath all the way in and all the way out. Each time your awareness wanders, as it will, simply note this and return to the breathing anchor time after time after time, moment after moment as you go deeper now. Making sure you're very kind and patient with yourself. Even if you have to start again 100 times, it's okay. That is what the training is about. And remember that each time you notice you've wandered is a magical moment of awareness and reflection. A moment where you've woken up from a distraction. A moment of choice. So when you catch yourself having wandered off, you're succeeding in the practice just as you're succeeding when you manage to stay with the breath. What's happening now? What are you thinking? Just note this and guide your awareness back to the sensation of the breath in the body, over and over again. And now gently begin to bring the breathing anchor practice to a close. And be aware of the sounds around you, inside and outside of the room. Feel your whole body gradually and gently begin to move, making sure you give yourself a smooth transition from the breathing anchor practice into whatever you need to do next.
There is nothing important for your subconscious mind to do, so sleep now.
There is nothing really important except for the activities of your subconscious mind, and that feels just like dreaming. And you know how easily you can forget your dreams when you awake. You're responding well without even noticing it. You have already altered your rate of breathing. You are breathing much more easily and freely now. And you can feel that you are beginning to drift into a hypnotic trance. You can really enjoy relaxing more and more, and your subconscious mind will listen to each word I say. And it will keep becoming less important for you to consciously listen to my voice. Your subconscious mind will hear even if I whisper. You continue to drift into a more detached state as you examine privately in your own mind secrets, feelings, sensations, and behaviors you didn't even know you had. At the same time, letting go completely, your inner mind is solving this problem at your own pace, just as rapidly as it feels you're ready. You're becoming more and more relaxed and comfortable as you sit there with your eyes closed. As you experience that deepening comfort, you don't have to move or talk or let anything bother you. Your own inner mind can respond automatically to everything positive I tell you. And you will be pleasantly surprised with your continuous progress. You're getting much closer to a deep hypnotic trance. And you're beginning to realize that you don't care whether or not you are going into a deep trance. Being in this peaceful state enables you to experience the comfort of the hypnotic trance. You continue experiencing progressive understanding on your path. You will learn something about yourself. Any problems that the mind has created can indeed be solved by that same mind. You have the solutions to your problems already. Whilst there are many shades of grey, essentially they are all either dark or light. You will develop your own techniques of therapy without knowing that you are developing them.
A traveller had hired a donkey to carry him to a distant part of the country to lend him a measure of The owner of the donkey went with the traveller. The sheep knew him for a very swift donkey and point out who could easily take himself out of reach. The road led across a treeless plain where the sun beat down fiercely. She asked him if he knew someone become that the traveller at last decided to stop for a rest. Yes, and as there was no other shade to be found, the traveller sat in the shadow of the donkey. The wolf? Now the heat had affected the owner as much as it had the traveller. Do you think I would trust you on such security? Been walking. I know the wolf. Wishing also to rest in the shadow cast by the donkey, he began to quarrel with the traveller. As for you, saying that he had hired the donkey, use your legs so not well, the shadow that I should have little chance of collecting the soon came to if I ever had to catch you for fighting. The donkey took to its heels.
If you are listening to this and you do not have anything to give your attention to, drift off to sleep now. If you need to awake and focus your mind on other activities, begin to awake now. Feeling rested, relaxed, re-energized. When you do wake up now. If you're not going to sleep through the countdown, then wake up after my count of 5. Feeling powerful and confident and peaceful. 4. Return to the present now. 3. You're fully alert, eyes reopen now. 2. Feel your mind coming back into focus. 1. Wake up now. Fully awake. Thank you for using EnTrance.